Hi. So, in light of some new information that I've researched about the MCI and also having been playing around with the uh, the send string commands, what I noticed is we when we play an audio sound, I could play a wave sound or an MPEG sound via the I show you here. I can use mpegvideo to play both types because in the end they kind of convert them to waves anyway. So that kind of discovery kind of simplifies everything for us. We don't have to check whether it's an MP3 or a wave anymore. We're just going to play the wave as an MPEG video and an MP3 as an MPEG video. So we can simplify a lot of things. And also now we can repeat our sound effects if we wanted to, or repeat the background music. Whereas before, the wave audio didn't allow us to repeat things, right? So in some ways, this has given me a better perspective. Another thing is there's a few other commands such as status where we can check the length of the audio, and then we can handle things such as crossfade because we know how long these things are going to last, or we can handle things such as closing the time, closing the actual sound based on its length rather than just closing it off and spawning a background a worker, which is what we've done previously. So in light of these things, I'd like to modify our audio class. So let's get started. So first thing we want to do is really we don't need this anymore. We don't need to differentiate between wave or audio anymore, right? But look, I'll keep it there. In the end, we will when we play sound, when we load in the sound, when we load in some kind of audio, we'll load it in and we'll have some kind of like audio and all that. Now what we do here is we don't actually load the audio in the MCI. That's something we could do. We could load the audio, but the only problem is when we play sound effects that play in parallel, we want to have different randomly generated aliases, not the specific alias that I'm giving here. So in some ways, it's kind of you might be loading in sounds that you're not going to be using, right? Or at least aliases that you're not going to use. So I'll keep those as it is. Play background music plays a background music on a loop, which is fine. I think that's all good. When we load, we don't need audio type anymore. That's something I should get rid of. So audio type is not something that we need anymore. I can delete audio type here. And over here, I can delete audio type from our audio info. Type is not something that we need to deal with. Audio info, I can delete type. Actually, I don't need to delete all of it, to be honest. I just need to delete I just need to delete this part of it, so we don't need to use it. That's right. I'll just delete all that. That's fine. So audio type is not something that we need anymore in our audio class. All right. So audio type is not something that we need when we load. When we load, we want a file name and then the alias for it. Now, in terms of play background music, we don't need audio type anymore. We can pretty much set that audio type to MPEG from now on. And MPEG will select this for us always. So we basically don't use this anymore. We can select whether we loop, so that's fine. And I guess play background music is really still useful. This overlay we are using alias type. That's all good there. Repeat, add the repeat. So we should be able to repeat everything now. Let's have a look at this one. Stop is fine. This one over here we don't need. This one plays sound here. We don't need audio type anymore. and we don't need to check audio type anymore. Well, yeah, we just want to play the sound straight away. And you should just play the wave sound anyway. Now this one spawns a background here. This one spawns a background here. We can't do this with MPEG. So if this is an MPEG right now we're not differentiating between anything. Is this an MPEG? This kind of task won't work with the MPEG. So we're not going to use that. What we're going to use is pretty much play background music. And name, and it just needs the alias, which is name, and it just needs to know whether it should loop or not. And because play sound doesn't have an action to loop, we're just going to go false. So technically we can't loop this. We can add a loop function. That's optional. So we can now loop sound effects, which we shouldn't, to be honest, but now we've given this ability to our API by val optional as boolean equals true, and over here now I can go use loop. We don't know, we want it to default to be false. We don't spawn backgrounds anymore. Because we don't spawn backgrounds, we now need to, when we play sound, we now need to spawn like a timer of some sort that will close our sound effect when it's finished. Actually, because of that, we shouldn't have loop at all, because we want this to close. Play sound, we shouldn't have loop at all. Loop is false. Yeah. All right, so at this point we need to actually spawn some kind of timer that will wait and close. Wait and close this piece of music. This music. All right. Actually, we can't use this because it doesn't generate a random alias. Doesn't generate a random alias. All right, so I need to fix this up. So I need to grab from the audio names. Grab from the audio names file name. Yeah, grab the file name. Because I want the file name, but I want to generate a new alias every time. So we put file name in here, and I need a new alias every time. I need to generate a random alias, which is this code here. Generate a new alias. So this is random alias, random name. We need a random name here. And we need a random name there. What else does it need? Let me just check. Comma, audio type. We just go MP3 because that's the only thing. It's not an MP3, but anyway, and then we'll go false. Yeah, all right, that's better. Now we need to spawn a timer. We're not using this anymore, so that can go. Close. Okay, so now we need to spawn a timer. All right, so we could use a background task to spawn a timer to close, this only handles closing of that particular alias anyway. So it doesn't conflict with the MCI. So that's good. So we'll generate a new task, but instead of opening and playing now, we just need to spawn a timer to wait. Spawn a timer and wait. So we go new timer equals new timer timer dot interval. Let's wait. Let's chuck it on 1 second for now, and we'll enable it straight away. Just need to test if this works. Enable it straight away. True. And this particular timer on a tick, we want to add event handler, a new event handler. Is that how you do it for this node? No, actually, the syntax for this is completely different. Add handle. So this timer will, when it finishes its 1 second or whatever, how long we want, it should close sound the random alias that we've spawned, and that's it. So that's what it should do. So it should spawn a timer, set it, wait, and then close that. And to know that I've closed it, I should console write line the command. All right, so let's see if that works. Oh yeah, that's right. So I've got a few fixes. So all of these we don't need anymore. We don't need to, you know, tell it what this is anymore, because we're just going to play as MPEG waves and MP3s as the same MPEG. All right, so I just need to check my output. So they are closing. So just play it. Let's just see if these sounds are. Alright, so the sounds are not closing. The actual sound effects that are, the sound still works, but the sound effects are not closing after 1 second. Alright, so let's have a look at our time. Look, we're running out of time, so I'll see you in the next video.